Hello students, in this session we are going to discuss about hoops principles in Java. What are the hoops principles in Java? There are three main hoops principles in Java. They are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. One more also they will say as a hoops principle, that is abstraction. You can say 3 or 4. This is the main principles in Java. Now we are going to discuss about each one. Usually what the students will do, they'll by heart the definitions. Without understanding the concept, they'll by heart and they'll write in the exam. Actually, if you understand the concept, it is very easy. Your own example you can give for this. Later when you are writing program, these principles we are going to implement in program also. So that concept is very important. Now first, we are going to discuss about encapsulation. What do you mean by encapsulation? The name itself, capsule. Capsule means a tablet. Have you seen the tablet, right? It will wrapped with the inside medicine, right? Some capsule, if you see, it will be transparent. Some you will see it will not be transparent. You cannot see inside what all the chemicals are there. Now, what is the definition of encapsulation? Is the wrapping up of data and function together into a single unit called class. What do you mean by data and function? In a class, what you will write? Data and function means code. One more name for it, code. Data means you can say variable. Here what variable I am talking about? Object variable, not the local variable. Otherwise, one more way also you can write. It binding data and code together into a single unit in the form of class. So the keyword, two keywords, very important keyword here, data and code. And then binds, or you can write as a wrapping or wrapper also. These are the keywords, are very important words for this definition. And this feature keeps the data safe from outside interference and misuse. Why we are writing in the form of this encapsulation, data and code together means in order to protect your data from the outside world. Example, you can take house, right? House, if you see, so many items are there in house. What are all the items? Are the table, chair, cooking utensils, television, etc. What are all the behavior, that is process or methods you can see? You can watch television, cooking, sleeping, dining. These both together, put together into a single unit called house here. It is encapsulation. One more example I can give, school. School. In school, what are all the state, what are all the behavior you can say? Number of students, strength, year of establishment, blackboard, etc. What are all the processes going on, that is method or behavior is going on in school? Teaching, playing, conducting exam, all these are behavior. These both are put together into a single unit. See, when you are talking about encapsulation, you cannot separate state and behavior. You have to talk about together into one unit. You cannot separate state, separate behavior, separate, then that object will not work. Together only it will work as an object. This is called encapsulation. When you are putting data and code together, we achieve one feature called data hiding. Data hiding. What do you mean by data hiding? One example I will give you. You are having a Gmail account. Whenever you want to check your mail, directly you cannot go to www.gmail.com. If you type, you cannot access your inbox or mailbox, right? What you have to do? You have to go to particular account, means you have to log in your user ID and password you have to type. Then verification will get over, then validation. If it's correct, then only you can access your mailbox. So it is authentication. It checks the authentication of the user. Then it allows to access your mailbox. Same in bank. If you go to bank, just like that, if you ask the bank people to tell your balance, they'll not say. They'll first ask what's your account number, whether you have a passbook or not. After that only verification of all this only they will ID proof. After that only they'll say the account balance. Same in online also. If you are withdrawing anything account, it will verify your account number. Then only you can withdraw the amount. So what is happening here? Data is hidden. If you want to access with the proper validation and authentication, you can access your data. So nowadays data is very important, it's very confidential. So this hoops concept is giving more importance for data than function. Here, see in a class, whenever you write a program, how you write class, name of the class, inside data member and method put together into a one unit called class. This is the diagram we given. Capsule, inside variables and methods, both put together into form of class, that is called encapsulation. Now here see mobile also, you can give one more example, mobile. Mobile, how can I say encapsulation here? What are all the state and behavior of the mobile? State means one more name is attribute. One more name is what? Variable, data member. So what are all the variables here? Operating system, model, price, battery life. What is the function of a mobile? You can send SMS, voice calling, video calling, taking pictures, listen to music. These are all function. These both put together into one unit called mobile. So this is called encapsulation. It is wrapped by a layer, outer layer. It's not outside shown all the internal parts. It's covered by a layer. So this is called encapsulation here. Now next principle is inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? A class inherits the properties of an already existing class and also adding new feature to it. Already I am having some class and methods, right? Inside the class what you will have? Variables and methods. That method, one more class I am going to create. I am going to use already existing method. Otherwise what I should do? I should write once again the code. Instead of that I can access that method and additionally what I am going to do? I can add. So this is called code reusability. I am reusing the code which is already there and adding new feature also to it. This concept is called inheritance. Inheritance. Suppose in a word, for example I am giving, you cannot give this as an example. In a word, one paragraph is there. Same paragraph I want to put it in some other file. What you will do? You will do copy and paste. Right? Similarly here, one method already code is there in the method. Same code I am going to use for different purpose. So that case you can reuse the code wherever you want, how many times you want. This is called code reusability. See here one example I have given, class vehicle. Already vehicle is there. It will have the fuel amount, capacity, apply brakes, registration number, model, etc. When I am going to use one more class, I am going to create bus. All the features of class vehicle also will be there and additional features also it will add. For example, for a bus, number of wheels will be different, number of seats will be different. So I will add additional feature to it. Once again same class car. Car is also same features I will take from vehicle and I will add additional feature like AC, music system. All this I can add additional. Class truck. Once again here number of wheels will be different, the design will be different. So additional feature I will add to it. These class bus, car and truck are called subclass. Class vehicle is called superclass or parent class or base class. This bus, car, truck is called derived class, child class, subclass. Different names you will use, but same meaning only. This is one more this is a software based example, account. In a bank you will have account. Already account, what it will have customer number, ID, phone number, email ID, balance, everything will be there. In that I want to create one more account called saving account or current account. So the saving account inherit the property of already account and if it adds additional features it will add to it. Same this current account. What are all the features, methods and variables are there for account? It will access here and additional feature also it will add accordingly to the particular account. What data is there it will be added there. So these are the examples of inheritance. A class which inherits the property of already existing class and also adding new features to it. Same that mobile already we have taken example for encapsulation. We'll take for inheritance also. See, mobile is a class. How can I inherit? Music mobile, 3G mobile, gaming mobile. So in this music mobile, it will have all the features of mobile and additionally whatever apps related to music, it will be added to that mobile. Same for the gaming mobile. It will have the already features of mobile and then additional for gaming what and all apps and features you have to download. You can do it. Additionally, you can add it. That is inheritance. So this music mobile, gaming mobile is a subclass or a child class of the class mobile. So this concept is called inheritance. Other examples also, few more examples I have given here. Father and child, And here animal, amphibian, reptiles, mammals, birds. So the superclass animal is a superclass, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, bats are all child class or base class, derived class. Then we'll proceed with the next Hooke's principle, that is polymorphism. What do you mean by polymorphism? It's a Greek term which means ability to take more than one form. That means many forms. That is called polymorphism, many forms. When two or more methods respond the same message in different way, that is called polymorphism. Why here two or more methods I am telling? Because when you are writing function overloading, we can implement polymorphism there in your program. How this is going to be implemented later in programming? By writing function overloading. That is very important question here. That's why I have added in the definition itself. It is also called as one interface, multiple methods. So, polymorphism means already we are using one SOP line, system.out.println we are using. In that, have you ever noticed 2 plus 3 if you give, it will give the output as 5. Instead of that, in double quotes, if you give like your first name and last name, here I have given MNO, one more plus, and then within double quotes PQR. If you give, what is the output it will give? It will give MNO PQR, joining, concatenation. It does the concatenation there and it gives us MNO PQR is the answer. So actually what is doing here, plus only, it is used for numeric addition. For the string it is used for concatenation. So this is called operator overloading. This is also called polymorphism example. Same plus, depends upon the input what you give, it works in different way. Now another example, one more example you can say about student. Student, if you go to a shopping mall, he behaves like a customer. Same student, if he travels in a bus, he is a passenger. If he is studying in school, he is a student. At home, he is a son for the parent. So in different places, he acts in different way. This is called polymorphism. One more example I will give. In the software based, shape is a class. I am having one method called draw. So if you give the input for a base and height, it will draw triangle. If you give length and breadth, it will draw rectangle. If you give radius of a circle, it will draw a circle. So same draw method depends upon the input. It draw a triangle or rectangle or a circle. So this is also called as polymorphism. One more example as I taken for encapsulation and inheritance, I can use for polymorphism. Same mobile. Mobile, how it works as a polymorphism? It acts like a phone. It acts as a camera. It acts as a MP3 player to listen music. So, mobile you can say as a polymorphism also. Next principle is abstraction. Abstraction is an act of representing essential features without including background details of a complex system. Only representing your essential features you are representing, other internal details and all you are hiding. That is called abstraction. For example, if you purchase a car, if you know to drive, if you want to apply a brake, if you know that, it's enough. No need to know the internal engine, how it's working, how the wires are connected, everything not required. No need to concern about that. That is called abstraction. You can take one more example, switchboard. If you know to on and off is enough. No need internally neutral wire or whether earthing is done or not. These are no need to worry about when you are using on and off. Then one more. If you go for the software based, one more example in same online you can take withdraw. If you are going to withdraw the money, only you go to that, it will verify your PIN code and that. You will go for the withdraw option, you will type the amount. Then you will take the money and come. How it's being transacted in your account, how it's been reduced or balance is updated and all, you will not worry about that. Automatically it's being done. It is internal details are hidden from you. What is the advantage of this abstraction? Complexity is reduced. Why you have to worry about all these things? When you are going to withdraw money, only your part. If you know to use, it's enough. No need to worry about others. How it is happening there, how the transaction is happening and all. Next, same that mobile I can take it for the abstraction. How abstraction you can explain using the mobile. Mobile only you can use to touch screen and buttons if you know, you can use it. On and off, and you can send message, you can attend the call. No need to worry about internal buttons, circuit board, processor and case. This and all is hidden from you. So same one mobile I've taken for encapsulation, I've taken for inheritance, I've taken for polymorphism and abstraction. Similarly, anything you can take example, you can tell for all four in the same object itself. Thank you, children.